Hello everyone. A very good evening to our respected speaker Sunita Tedla ma'am and good evening to respected Shravan sir. A good morning to all my dear seniors and my friends. I'm Kuchala from first year food technology and today I'm going to host this session. It's my pleasure to be a moderator for this session and I warmly welcome you all for today's talk. So let us start the session with the invocation by Vivek.
This is who we are. We are a team, talented, energetic, astonishing mindsets. We can do anything and everything. We talk, we care, we respect each other. We see beauty in everyone and everything. We are connected by hearts and driven by values. We celebrate each other. We provide value to others. We take ownership in everything. We have freedom to make mistakes. We learn as we go. We are mad to make a difference. We love disruptive ideas. We make impossible things possible. We are strong enough to question the creation. We believe in dreaming big. If we don't dare to dream big, are we really living? Why be ordinary when we can be extraordinary? This is who we are. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. Now let us get into the session. I'm fortunate to introduce our speaker, Sunita ma'am. Ma'am completed her Bachelor of Science in 1993, Master of Science Physics in 1995, Master of Computer Applications in 1998 from Usmania University. She has a PhD in Computer Science at UCCS, Colorado Springs, CO. And in 1998, ma'am barely spoke in English, but now she has a PhD and got a position as a temporary supervisor. Learning needs patience, isn't it? Ma'am really have a lot of patience, right? She has more than 22 years of experience in the field of information technology. Ma'am is also very talented. Ma'am has skills in project management, storage area network, RDBMS knowledge, languages knowledge, scripting languages, OS, and many more. Currently, ma'am is part of AMI core team and make a lot of decisions for the CTI AMI project at CSU. She gives guidance to the project managers about how and what needed to be done and what is risk, how to achieve that goal with planning and scheduling. Ma'am is also a main contributor for documentation and how we are building the AMI. Wow, I'm so mesmerized and feeling motivated. Now I would like to request Sunita ma'am to tell about a PhD. Ma'am, over to you.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So thank you very much for having me to talk here, and I really appreciate giving me this opportunity. Okay, now we can go into my topic about what I have done in my PhD work. First, then we will talk further, open for the questions. Do you guys see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is the work I have done for 10 years. All this in one page. So I have done my work on the cryptographic technology, where the actually encryption uses as a cryptographic algorithms to encrypt the data. There are various types of encryptions, you guys know, right? Like when you go to send a data, you encrypt and send out. The other side, they decrypt and read the information. That's how it happens in our computer world. You can't send a critical data through a plain text, like especially the bank information, your personal land information, anything regarding personal information is called pi information. Usually you don't ever send that as plain text. So they started using as, in the old times, they actually write letters to the kings with the missing letters and with the poems, and that way they can communicate about their enemies and the wars coming up, same kind of concept. As we evolved in this era of computer world, so they started using the encryption as a process or a method or a program to send the data between two parties. So there are a couple of types of encryption. The main one is symmetric and asymmetric. Symmetric is basically you use one key between encryption and decryption. Asymmetric keys you use for one key for encryption and the different key for decryption. So the other one is called the homomorphic. The both considered under homomorphic, and there is a non-homomorphic encryptions. So those symmetric and asymmetric falls under non-homomorphic encryption, the typical one which we use right now in our computer world. But this is a totally a new thing coming up in the future, where you can actually start with the data with the 0 bytes. Basically, it's an empty file. You first encrypt that file, then you started adding without decrypting it. Basically, the decryption process won't be there. It's called homomorphic encryption. Homomorphic encryption means you actually play with the encrypted data without decrypting it. For example, if I want to have a bank information encrypted data, in order to add $100, you have to decrypt it and add $100, again encrypt it and send out. But in this process, what happens is you don't need to do that decryption process in the middle. You actually add $100, you want to add another $100, you directly play with the encrypted data itself. That is the method called homomorphic encryption. So we have came up with a new method, the new algorithm underneath how to do that work using the vectors. Basically, it's called vectors, multiple vectors with different sizes, you call it. If you put all together, it's called verses, basically. If you more than any two vectors is called verses. So if you multiply vectors with this universe of this vector, you get 1. So that's the main concept of this encryption. So you will have multiple vectors, and you will have a date in the vectors. You assume all the data pieces. Only out of these n vectors, 1 is the key piece. So that piece is the key. You multiply all that together and send out the information. And you take that information. For example, if you go into that whole thing, like in this area, I just showed a simple multiplication of vector. In this one, nothing but you have only one key. This is the key, and you multiply. This is your encrypted data. In order to add, all you do is this is encrypted data, this is encrypted data. Encryption of data 1 plus data 2 equal to nothing but encryption of data 1 and encryption of data 2. In the regular world, if you use a regular simple symmetric encryption, it won't be that possible. Only it happens with homomorphic encryption methods. And the same thing with subtraction, and the same thing with multiplication. That's the concept, is basically you play with your encrypted data here. So there is a lot of methods are out there right now, and it is used by military base, and especially very, very secured data at this time in the country. They use it not to expose any case. No one knows what is inside, basically. You add more, you subtract more. Very, very rare situations, you actually decrypt the whole data at this time. So we compared against already encrypted the methods which out there is called DMCrypt, BestCrypt, and these are the ones we compared with the new method which we came up with writing the program, and we showed actually it takes less space on the disk, because whenever you create a encrypted data, it increases the size, and comparatively that it takes lesser speed, and it's actually faster than the existing ones, and lesser disk space. Basically, lesser disk space means you will have if you buy 100 gigabit, you may able to save 50 gigabit of actual data. It takes 2 times the space. The other important thing is it is way faster than the existing methods, and is way more secure, because you can assume here we showed the example with 3 vectors, but you can have multiple vectors. But the disk space and the computation speed won't be that much different. We compared with up to 10 vectors, and we did that, and everything shows the same space as the disk and the speed. So all it comes down to the organizations is how fast it is, how secure it is, how reliable it is. So all this is meeting this, then it is going to be used in the future. Basically, this is a concept of the whole underneath the math about that whole thing. So you take this math, you write a programs, you write, actually we could able to convert a file like a photo file, different types of files. We take that and we encrypt. Also we experimented We took an empty file, we go on adding, appending the data to that file without decrypting it. We showed that how fast that will be. Because each time when you append the decryption process, like if you want to append a data to 200 gigabit file, it takes 200 gigabit file to decrypt before you add it. So in this process, what happens is you just append or multiply or remove or anything, basically subtracting and addition. It's a simple but nothing but when you're playing with the computer data, this file can be just a digital, right? Zero ones. So all you do is you subtract and multiply. You convert that text into the number, you subtract it. You will tell where to go and multiply and subtract all that. But he's the big helper for me. How many times you fall, if you have one person in your life to make sure you got up and be on your own, he was there for me. And I have this attitude also in me. If someone telling me study, I don't feel like study. Okay, as a student you feel that, right? I had that. And but Shravan sir helped me. Don't worry about study, just to make sure a habit of study every day, even 10 minutes. Just put a 10 minutes. But usually most of my days, I have days where I open 10 minutes, I make sure 10 minutes ended, I close my book, make sure that I had that. But over the time, that habit lent me into, on a weekday, I open a book at 8:30. Some days at beginning, I was like, this brain thing tells you have done with your 10 minutes, close your book. So I did that. But after a couple of days, like 2-3 weeks later, I've forgotten about that. Once I started reading 10 minutes, I went into a deep, then I started reading more and more until 1 a.m. Usually I studied on weeknights, basically 8:30 p.m. starts and ends at 12:30 p.m. 12:30 a.m. the next day. So like every day, 4 hours kind of, 3 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that goes on. But over the time, what happens is even that 10 minutes, without you knowing, you fall into that concentration of loop of concentration. That's where things happens actually.
Thank you, ma'am. Also, floor is open to everyone, so please go ahead and ask your questions or share your reviews, opinions.
Try to get on the, show your faces.
Ma'am, were you nervous before this meeting?
No, I'm just cutting up myself so badly because we have been in COVID, right? We have not gone to anywhere. So I said, this is my opportunity to dress up and be alert, I'm not nervous, but last 10 minutes I was listening to a quiet song, that's all.
Ma'am, finally Shravan sir brought you to our platform.
Yeah, he told me
Very
that, how much you are preparing. I said, am I talking or I'm just discussing with them, right? That's what I said. And I went through my PhD, make sure that my slide is good. I don't know where that slide was. So I just prepared that one, downloading that slide and available on my computer.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, with the help of your project, can we edit the documents or pictures or something without downloading them?
You can do that if you use, you can do that. With right now, I told you, right, we did only subtraction and addition part. So with that, you can do that. Yes. Like
Okay.
if someone looks at it, is basically encrypted data. Encrypted data is nothing. It won't look like a plain data. So you can take your text, like how you want to add $100. You take that $100, just apply with the same key, and you append to the file. So everyone adds the votes. No one can go and delete a vote once people performed a vote. So, but when you're doing the voting, you are adding to the encrypted data. You don't need to decrypt it. That will protect someone going manually and modifying it, if that helps.
So you also, so your project got a new funding, right, recently?
Yeah. So the slide which I showed, I created for the school. They asked me to present for. We get National Sciences Department, they give a funding for each school every year. So I presented that. Usually our school gets 500,000. The projects, we total 6 people or 8 people presented on that day. So looking at our projects and our work, the funding increased from 500 to $1 million for the school that from that year onwards.
Wow,
Yeah,
congratulations, ma'am. Wow.
the professors were very happy about that part, because that the new students who comes, they can use that funding, that's how they get scholarships and everything.
So, ma'am, like, have you ever felt like giving up when you're doing this project?
Yeah, I didn't feel giving up at all, but I postponed. I sometimes I didn't take steps. I just only think about it a lot, but I never stopped thinking about it. The good part about this PhD is I don't need to think about anything in the world. All I have is my brain is occupied with that one thought. How am I going to get this PhD? That's all my thought is. I never bothered about someone may feel like I'm crazy or I'm not listening or she's somewhere, all that type of stuff. But I don't think anyone even remember anything. Once you get PhD, people will forget and move on. So you go back to life and you do. One thing is some days you feel like why I'm doing this, but they said that you will feel that, but I didn't feel that way. I felt like I'm in the right direction always, and I felt like I'm using my time wisely. I don't want to watch movies, I don't want to watch TV, it's not making me happy. But I found a new interest while I'm doing this PhD is hiking. So the nature made me so happy. I go for hours for hiking. Like I get up at morning 3 o'clock and go until afternoon 3 o'clock. I get exhausted and come home and crash basically. That was hard balancing the PhD and the hikings. But I never gave up on my hikes. I said I only study on weekdays and leave a weekend for my hiking. If I get PhD, it's good. Otherwise, it's okay too. That's how my attitude. But I know that somewhere I will get it. I don't know how. That was my way of thinking. From like, if you need something, you don't need to worry about how details. It will fall everything into place. That's my philosophy actually. Leave the how to the time. You don't stress out on how things happens. That's the concept. You only focus on what you wanted. If I don't know how I can do that, but only focus on what you wanted. Don't worry about your fears, nothing. Even you get a fear, just to tell yourself, I don't know how I will get it, but I will get a PhD. That's it. That's how you have to tell yourself. I
Ma'am,
don't
you're also speaking same like Shravan sir. You're speaking alike.
I'm speaking
I
like
guess
her.
you
I'm
speak
speaking
different.
Triveni, I'm speaking like her.
Oh, yes, yes. Have learned them.
Thank you, ma'am. Today I got answer for my question, which I was asking everyone because, like, I used to bother. People are telling about what and why, but not answering for my question how. But I actually got answer. I'm happy for that.
Yeah, just imagine so strongly what you wanted. You will see the answers in that with the time. Like for me, example, I'm not really good at English, honestly. Still, I'm in this whole conversation. I don't know how many mistakes I have talked, but I was looking for how to write my thesis without English, without proper preface. So many things you will need to write a thesis book, basically
Dissertation.
dissertation book. They won't my professor would not like my style of writing, and it was tough actually. So but I was looking for how I can do it. I was so frustrated and so much kind of, I don't think I can do it. Some days, no, I will get it. I don't know how, but I will find a way. And then one day I went to a friend's home. I saw an American who is retired. He comes to our events and he stays until the last person leaves. He doesn't leave because he doesn't want to go home, because that is his opportunity to spend time with people. So then I realized maybe I should take his help and I will ask and see. Actually, your Shravan sir asked me to take his help. I said, I'm not going to talk him with him. I don't know him. I was so frustrated that he asked me to take help. Also, why you are so good at English? Why can't you help me? That's the only thing I'm fighting for. And he said, no, I can't able to help you. Then after 2 weeks, I realized Shavans are not going to help me in that area for sure. That's the first acceptance. It's a hard acceptance that especially you have such a strong person next to you, you know fluent English. Why can't he help me? That's what my frustration, right? That's the expectation, and I'm upset that he is not helping me. Then that is the first acceptance that he is not going to help me no matter how upset I am. So then I said, I have to move on, find a new resource. So I went and I picked up a phone, I called him, I asked him for a help. He has become very good friend, but without not knowing anyone, he helped me for 2 years. We get a lot of snow, a lot of cold nights. He would come and help me. His name is Tim, and he would come every night at 8:30, around 8:30. So usually I cook food. We have dinner all together, Shravan sir and everyone, kids and all of us, we eat dinner together. He loves our food. So we eat dinner and I pack food for next day for him because he's spending so much time with me. That way he doesn't need to worry about his lunch tomorrow, the next day. So then I pack food and turn on the stove and make the tea, because usually we take a tea break at 10:30. That is another 30 minutes we chit chat basically. Okay, just a tea time. That's how I enjoyed the whole process. I learned about his life and how we are so blessed to have everyone in our life, like parents, siblings. And when you see him, how happy he is not having any of these things, you can complain about that also. If it's very, very hard to understand if you don't know anyone, you don't have anyone saying that this is my family, this is mine, But out of all, in fact, of all that, he came and helped me, that is the good part about learning about other person, how any person can be capable, how much you are struggling. Also, you have a capacity to help others. So that's what I learned from him, and the dedication. Once you promise, you help, and no matter it's snow. I remember some days I go to a prayer on Thursdays, like puja, and I get late. He would come and wait in front of my home in the car. I had to come home and open the door and ask him to come. Usually it ends at 9:10. I ask him to come at 9, but I may miss 5 minutes later. Sometimes, one day I forgotten. I didn't come. He called me and said, "Where are you?" Oh my goodness, I totally forgotten. And I immediately took my car and came back. But by the time I came, it was almost 30 minutes. He was waiting and sitting in the car, So he helped for 2 years. He's very, very good at writing, technical writing. See, you find a way. If you need something, it will comes your way. That's all.
Yes, ma'am, that's true. Ma'am, how was support from your family?
Yeah, they're very good. They took care of themselves. They never said you didn't do. I did till now, even before I'm not doing PhD. They never say that you didn't do this, you didn't do that. I have really good supporting system, and I'm very blessed. Even kids or Shravans or no one ever bothered or
We
said.
are also.
They accepted me as me. That's all.
Thank you. Hafsa, go
We
ahead.
are. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir. So, first of all, congratulations to you, ma'am. You are truly an inspirational personality. So, my question was that what are you going to do next? Like, what are your future plans?
I told actually I will take break, but I took 2 years break instead of 1 year. I want to write book. That's my goal. I'm thinking about write a book more on women power and how a woman has so much power in them. How we can use. We also get a lot of anger too. That's what I saw with women. How we can convert that anger and the frustration into something beautiful. How you have that
Hi,
much energy.
It's
Hello.
hard here.
Hey, Sidhu. Hey, Sidhu. Hi, Sidhu.
How are you?
Say hello.
I'm doing good.
Ayvinda? Sidhu?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. This is your turn, Mom.
No. Always my time. You can take.
It's
some.
always my turn.
Yes.
You want to talk about this more?
Yeah. That's what I told them. Yep. You want me to talk like how I yell at my kids and how I yell at my husband. No. Did I complete your answer?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We are looking forward to see your book, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. And actually, the support system followed by you, I guess, like the way you supported Shravan sir in helping us, and it's all it's formed like kind of round robin kind of thing.
Yeah. The one I realized one thing for sure, little bit late in my life, 30s maybe. That first time I realized my husband didn't born to fulfill my wishes. He born for his own destiny. I had to take care of my wishes. If I have something to achieve, if I want to buy something, I have to buy it. I have to do it for myself. No one is there to do it for you because this is your life and you have to do it for yourself. And what happens is once you become so happy, you will contribute to the happiness to the surroundings. But if you are not happy, you are just, you know that you are happy or not. No one can tell you. Looking at your face, women are very good at smiling without a lot of pain, with a lot of pain inside. We are very, very talented people. So you need to ask yourself, are you really happy? If you are happy, then only you contribute more happiness to your family, your siblings, and you become more stronger being happy. So the small things, whatever you lack for, just fulfill them. It's not, no one can, if someone judges you, that's okay. Even someone that doesn't judge you, that's okay too. You know, don't depend on anyone's judgment, you know. You own your own judgment, you know. That's what I felt
Yes.
like I should have realized in my 20s, you know. That's one thing I have felt like. But I'm telling you in advance. With that, you will have more, you know. The other one secret I can tell you, if you get really upset with if in the future with your husband, make his favorite dish and you eat it. Don't say it.
Thank you for very useful tips, ma'am.
That's an amazing.
Thank you for
Amazing
useful tips.
What kind of idea is this?
So that will make that.
How many times did you eat, ma'am?
Oh, I ate a lot of food. Eventually, they will eat. You feel like something. They depend on you. That ego satisfaction happens, you know. And it's nothing about the real life. You know, it's not. You have to find how to feel you have something contributing. They also depend on you. That's one of the ways, you know. And just gave you a simple one, you know.
We are lucky we got to know it now.
Why are you teaching these kind of things?
Yes. Ma'am, and tell us few more secrets that we do not know about Shravan sir.
No, not now, Triveni. Let's have it separately, like only girls.
Doesn't have any secret, actually. If I tell you secret, then it's no longer secret.
Yes, that's true. Ma'am, thank you so much, ma'am, for your support. Without your support, you would not have done this much for us.
Thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying and growing, and it is helping you. But remember,
Yes, ma'am.
your goals are your goals. Okay, you have to go on focusing on them and have a confidence. When you get a fear or a doubt, tell your times 100 times what you wanted. That will take you where you wanted.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions?
Yes.
Oh, Tejasri, you might want to stop the video and see.
Yeah, it better now.
Maybe
Now try.
she's asking an experience, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Experience on.
What you feel?
Yeah, she's saying that if we want something very badly, it will happen, right? It has happened to you. She's asking for examples that happened to you. I mean, instances that happened to you.
One thing I will start with. I'm from a middle class family when I was at your age, and my mom was couldn't able to pay for my master's in computer applications first time when I got in to the university. I had to pay money for the Usman University campus, but the first couple of seats, like 15 seats, is free. Then after that, you have to pay the money. So she couldn't pay. I got a free admission to the master's in physics. I was doing masters in physics, and I forgotten about masters in computer applications. Honestly, I was not thinking that I will go back and do the masters in computer applications. And I was like, but one thing I felt like I wish I could do masters in computer application once in a while. The thought comes to me. I say, if it happens, it happens. But how can I do it? I never had a thought of doing my second masters. At that age, like when you are 22, 21, that's a tradition of giving a marriage at that time. It's like if you are in 23, that means you're too late. Basically you're older. Like our generation is like that. But my dad said, I don't want you to do a job. And if you do a job, I don't want to depend. People think that I'm taking your money and living on that. I don't want that name for me. That's the background of my family. It's not, he wants to give me education, but he doesn't want me to do a job. Then I said, I want to do then my master's in computer application. I don't want to sit at home. So then my mom went and actually she sold her gold and paid the fee for my master's in computer applications. So, but that time I still have not thought about a lot about my life or anything. I'm just going to school, helping my parents. I never thought that I will be coming here or anything. But my neighbors, his son lives in USA. He was showing his son's pictures to me. We have a Kirana shop. I was in the shop. I looked at the picture. It is Niagara Falls with the yellow raincoat his son wore. I said, someday I want to wear that coat. For that one reason, I want to go to America. And when I'm doing my master's also, second master's, all my relatives came and said, hey, if your girls does 2 masters, you need to find a groom who has also 2 masters. But my mom, I said to them, I know someone out there with 2 masters. So those are the only 2 thoughts I was thinking every night, looking at the stars. I don't know how it will happen. Someone will have 2 masters and they come and marry me, and without dowry. That was my condition, actually. Without dowry. I get these thoughts like I have a structure for physical structure, mental, everything, details, very detailed about what type of person I wanted as my life partner also at that time. And I had a rule in my life, in my brain also. I never talked with boys before marriage because I believed in it. Once you start talking with boys, it end up with somewhere. I don't know what it is. That may cause pain to my parents. My parents are working so hard. I don't want to lead anything or even take a step towards that which cause pain to my parents, especially Orthodox middle class family. That fear. If something happens, it will obstruct my education. It stops my schooling, all that stuff. I have those fears also at that age. And I tell myself what I wanted for clearly. I wanted a 2 masters, very nice person. He should not tell me what is this, what is that to me at all. That is my first conditions. And the other one is like he should not take dowry. He should respect women, all that type of stuff. And the question comes in my brain, Sunita, you're such a greedy. You want everything? Tell me one thing he should be lesser than you. And then I said, I don't mind, he had a bald head. That's what it happened. Your shovels are lost the whole hair on that ear. And it is, believe me, it works actually. Your fears works, your dreams works. It's your choice what you want to choose. So it happened, and the guy who came and told me he's out there looking for a girl, but they don't want to take any dowry. So that's how I met Shravan sir. That's the first. I had a lot of respect for not taking the dowry. That was the one reason actually I went and saw the Shravan sir, and we really talked about a couple of questions. Not much actually. We got engaged on November 14th night. It's kind of engagement, small engagement. The 16th morning, we both got married. And we did spend the whole 15th, from morning to evening, night. Morning 10 o'clock to night 10 o'clock, we spent together on 15th.
What kind of numbers? 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock only. You left afterwards and you told me to shop everything myself.
That's true, but in my view, I went home at 10 o'clock, that's all. Yeah.
Yeah, we shopped from 10 to 3.
Yeah.
And then around 3, I think, right? Sometime around that, you said, I have a lot to shop, you go and shop yourself. And you left me.
Yeah, he should have realized that she doesn't care. She only cares about herself. And I do that. Actually, I say that also. Take care for yourself, what you wanted. Observe yourself. If you do something, even care for yourself means really care for yourself. In a way that, for example, I give you. Suppose your mom asked for a help. You didn't help. Did you ever go back and think that you didn't help? Did ever that thought come to you? Hey, I wish I could have helped my mom. Then that means that small thing should not even also cause any pain in you. That means you are caring for yourself. Then you do the right things in your life. So usually, that's what the care for yourself is not actually. It looks like a selfish thing, but it is actually inner care for yourself. And I do feel that if you care for yourself, at least one person taken care in the world, right? That's my belief system also.
Yes, it's true, ma'am.
The whole new definition, like not pairing ourselves.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm so happy to hear this from you, ma'am. I mean, at that time, such a strong personality you have. I mean, yeah, it's really great. It's really inspiring. So,
Thank you.
No, one of the questions, because I was super careful. I was so worried about marrying. I was thinking, oh my God, will I be a good husband? You know, this, that. I was like so worried. So I asked her a question is like, what do you want in life? And because I wanted to be sure that I can provide that, I can at least support that. And she says, people tell me that, you change once you get married. So I don't know what I want after I get married. So whatever I want. That's for sure. And I said, okay, this girl wants whatever she wants. So I don't need to think about what she wants. She's going to tell me what she wants and I just have to support her. Okay, I said, I can do that part. If I don't have to think about what she wants, it makes it easy.
Yeah, don't expect that someone has to guess what you have in your mind. Just make it simple. Just explain what you wanted, like even going out for dinner or lunch or movie. Just tell them it's not their job to guess what you have in your brain. It's not fair also.
Good night, ma'am. Good night, sir. Thank you so much.
Good night,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you so much.
ma'am, I guess many feel that expressing is difficult, but then once you start expressing, it's the easiest job you can do in a relationship, whatever relationship it is. It's the easiest job you can do.
Yeah, that's true. It is not easy to tell all the time what you wanted. Something stops us. You can call it a self-respect or ego or whatever you call it, depending on the situation. It's not an easy thing at all. But one thing for sure is you will train the relationship that way, starting from the day one. At least you will not have a fights for the guessing game. That's done deal. You're not guessing for them, they're not guessing for you. That is done. Because once you start life, you know that, right? You have to deal with so many things. So the guessing game is the hardest for anyone, and especially whereas Shravan sir is totally different personality than me. Okay, all I ask is that giving you happiness? That's the only question I ask. I really don't understand what is he doing. But if he says yes, I have to believe. Because I don't have the same brain as him to say that how can anyone enjoy? That's my brain tells me, right? I have to believe what he says. You will meet so many varieties of people in the world. It's harder to understand how they are enjoying, why they are enjoying. Don't go into those details. They're not logical things, not like a math. It's harder to even, I didn't even waste my time understanding that logic at all. It's because I don't have that understanding, I don't have that thinking in my brain, I believe
Yes,
in.
ma'am, because it is relative. It is
Yep,
relative term, happiness, enjoyment, and everything.
yep,
One of the things in our family is, the husband has to have a higher degree than the wife. And so we wanted to break that glass ceiling. So now she has a higher degree than me.
yeah, both of our side, both families knows that, and they accept it. It's okay, it's not a big deal.
And then we don't have anyone in our family or in her side of the family who has a PhD. So we now again have like a PhD. So now other girls will say, oh, if Sunita can do it, I can do it. So we are setting all these girls to think that they can do PhD as well. So this was one of the reasons we told ourselves, let us do something which you know will get uh, other will get this will get this kind of thinking happening.
Yep. So just to dream, and whenever you get fear, put more time on the energy on your dream. We all have fears, no matter how age you are, what age you're going to be, in what time you are, a different type of fears you will have. So put your fears away and just focus on your goals. Yep, it was end up. My parents are happy about my PhD. Even my in-laws are very happy about my PhD. My father-in-law is so happy that I got PhD. He feels so proud about that you did it. One person in our family has doctor. That's what he feels. He's very happy, supportive.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really uh, you know big thing to have that doctor in front of you. And it is it's definitely a proud thing for me as well, that my wife is Dr. Sunita Chetla. So it really, and also I saw the work she put in. She was doing her job, and she, about 80 to 85% or even 90% of the time, she cooks for us. So she was cooking, and she almost cooks every day. So that was happening. And I think during the PhD time, there was less cooking, so we had to do it. But most of the time, she did that. And so she was climbing up in her job, and she was taking care of all of us and doing a PhD, which is really, really hard. So I was really, really impressed that she was able to pull it off. And the work she has done is also very impressive. Is every when you look at research, usually you do some research. If someone has done something, you change a little variable in that, and that becomes your new research. And then someone else will change a variable in that, and very few people do a foundational research where you are actually going to the foundation of the whole thing and saying, can we reimagine a foundation? And so she is so her whole project is reimagining the foundation and coming up with a completely new crypto, what is
New homomorphic cryptography.
yeah, cryptography. But I wanted
The
to
math
say
is different underneath.
encryption, new kind of encryption method.
Yeah.
So doing that math is so, and then she didn't even know any of this math which she's talking about. So she had to go and learn all these things which she forgot like 20 years ago.
Actually, Sai explained the math to me because that is a totally new math. I didn't study that math at all when I went to school. So he explained to me. I've only studied vectors and vector multiplication. That's all. Not more than that. We studied more of matrices, basically matrix multiplication, matrix addition, matrix subtraction, that type of stuff. So this math, Sai explained to me. That is a math they use it in gaming, everything, different directions, different dimensions, all that stuff happens with that vectors.
And
So
also,
he explained to me, and then my professor actually also very good professor. That's what it all comes back to one link is what you wanted, how badly you wanted, everything how happens with the time. The first professor I had after my oral exam, he said because of his some kind of something came up for his life. He said he can't able to advise me anymore. Then I found this professor through Shravan sir, and he actually helped me. I asked him, I don't know anything. Why are you taking me? I said, you don't know anything. That's why I'm taking you. Because if you know something, you will mix up with all the ideas. But you don't know anything. You will start. I don't know what you will start. I have a hope for start something totally different. That's the reason I'm taking you. And he gave me a book. He draw one page. It took me 2 years to understand what he draw on that. Honestly, I would look at that every day. And I understand what is he trying to tell me. I couldn't understand. I go and again he explained to me. I couldn't understand. He said, it looks Greek and Latin to me. I feel so weak here. I feel so dull. I feel like I don't know anything. I'm like a fool here. That's how I tell him. And I have this personality is like I talk whatever. I never get scared with even at my work. I talk with all the managers. How I talk with you guys, So I don't get scared to talk. That may be the helpful thing sometimes. So it helped me that he told me, don't worry, you will get there. Don't worry, believe me, you study. That's all you need to do. He was the nicest person. Whenever I feel like I'm not understanding, I get frustrated, I go and meet him. He would encourage me. That was the kind of a very good blessing too,
shall we? Any other questions?
Yeah.
Ma'am, every word of you is so powerful that literally I'm getting the goosebumps.
Shivani, did you read all those philosophy books which I sent you? Sorry that I throw you under bus at this age under philosophy.
Yeah.
But don't
I
go into
understood, ma'am. Starting
did you
from
say?
the book, the untold story of Sita. Starting from the book, the untold story of Sita and spiritual laws of spiritual world.
Yeah.
I'm going for some kind of spirituality, ma'am.
Oh,
And
nice. I didn't read that one yet.
yeah, you're a true inspiration for everyone around you. Like you make the atmosphere so cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Shivani. I want to read all
Thank
those
you
books.
so much, ma'am.
Yeah, I want to read all those books. Those are good books. But don't hang on to
And
you need to find the balance between spirituality and the duty, your duty. As a daughter, as a student, duty comes as your dharma. Among all this philosophy, whatever it comes, your dharma is the most important thing for your life. If we do that, then we are good,
Yeah.
Shravan sir, I would like to request you to talk about ma'am. Yes.
You wanted to say something, Apurva?
Yeah, sir. I am really inspired. Like it's like Shivani Akka said, every word you uttered, that strong. I can feel that strength in your words. So powerful, ma'am. Thank you for being here on our
Yes, ma'am. You are such a wholesome personality. I really enjoyed the session.
You
Thank you, ma'am.
you made our day, ma'am.
Thank you. You
Also,
I
it
could
was a good answer.
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
just I didn't know that until I said it's a talk talk. After I said yes, I didn't realize that. I said, girls wants to talk with you. That's why I said, yeah, sure. That's what I said. Then after that, I saw yesterday you guys prepared that whole thing. I said, what is this? Let me dress up at least. That's all I can do. Nothing changes the way I talk, but dressing can change.
You're
Yes,
looking
you are
beautiful,
looking
ma'am.
beautiful, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thanks for having me.
And saying this powerful sentence in a cool way. Like you're so relaxed, so cool, and so confident. ఎంత కూల్ గా ఏమంటారు పద్ధతి అయిన తెలుగు అమ్మాయి
Yeah,
మంచిగా
ఫిదా
మాట్లాడుతుంది
ఫిదా ఫిదా చేసేసారు.
That's so true.
ఫిదా
ఫిదా సినిమా గుర్తొస్తుంది నాకు.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ అసలు
Yeah.
మ్యామ్ మేము కూడా మా డ్రీమ్ పెట్టుకున్నాము.
ma'am, we have a dream too. Like we just want to taste your dishes. Like
That's why we have to.
దానికోసమైనా
You
we'll
should
come
come.
to
I asked Surya to come to our home before he goes to school. Hopefully, we can someday.
Yes, ma'am. I am looking forward to coming to your home and visiting you.
Yeah, sure. So you guys can.
You and he can go hiking. I'll
Oh
stay at
yeah.
home.
Let's go,
Oh,
Surya.
yeah.
The Friday night, first
I'll
thing
join
as soon as I will look for what is the weather looks like for the next week. That's my job. First thing comes to me. If it is more than 40, I go out for a walk.
More than 40 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? So that's like 2 degrees centigrade. She's like, she thinks 2 degrees centigrade, we can go out.
When Shavachar walks only 3 miles, after that he says, I want to go back home. I said, what is this? I want to walk another 4 miles or 3 miles. He already wants to go. Okay, let's go in. I always like a lot of walking.
She will go at 3 in the morning and come back at 3 in the afternoon walking. All these miles she will walk up the mountain. And then you not only have to walk up the mountain, but you have to come down the mountain also, right? And I'm like thinking, why go
Yes.
there? What is there? You can go like 100 feet into the mountain and then come back 100 feet.
Yeah,
That's
my
enough.
walking buddy she's so faster than me actually.
Yep,
She goes up and I was like, I feel like I'm dying here. What are you doing up? She comes and makes sure I'm okay. Again goes up. She's such a nice friend. She has been friend for me for like 20 years. And very good friend.
Yeah, she's a
She
fantastic.
has so much patience with me. Like the way I walk and I fool around a lot. I tell her, go up, come catch you. I stand and listening to music, and she comes back and says, what are you doing here? I said, I feel like this tree is good. I would like to listen here. I said, okay, now enough. Let's come up, Yeah, you guys should have her talk actually. You will enjoy her too. She
Yes.
gives you totally
Sure, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am.
animated person.
She's very oriented. She doesn't sit.
Yeah, she doesn't sit at all. She's always action, action, action. Whereas I am always sit and relax, do it. I know that it will happen, right? So anyway, I know that it will happen. Why I need to get hurry? That's my philosophy. So I smell.
Wow.
It's like you go to the mountain, you smell a lot of roses on the way. She doesn't smell and go. Whereas I smell too much. That's the person. So I call her, at least smell some roses on the way. I know that we will get there, you know. That's
So, I mean, I always have been very impressed with Sunita, from beginning. And even though she could not speak English, he came first time. Do you remember the Royal Gorge, not Royal Gorge, Garden of Gods Visitor Center? You need to tell them that story.
honestly, it is so hilarious. Now I look back. I go to this, I asked her, I don't want to stay home, I'm bored, I want to do some voluntary work or meet some people, American, and learn about English, all that stuff. And I went and he joined me this voluntary work at, we have a beautiful park called Garden of Gods. It's really, really beautiful. You may see some pictures in the past.
Yes.
I can send you actually one of the recent snow pictures also. And I went there, and every 1 hour or half an hour, they show this 5-minute movie or 10 minutes movie, something like that. You need to talk for 5 minutes before that movie starts. What is the movie talking about? It is actually in English. Like the person who is talking about the movie, which is in English, doesn't know English. It's like if it doesn't have any different language, it makes sense. But they put me, what is it going to talk about that movie? I have to explain what is in that movie in my broken English. And everyone would actually, after some time, you started doing voluntary work. Some people visit almost with their family or something. Hey, you are the same girl, right? You talked about that movie. And yeah, I said, then it is like so hilarious talking about English movie without English knowing, that's the part is the catchy part,
So
I never got scared or anything. And the manager who gave me the volunteer work, he would ask me, what did you talk? I said, why don't you come and listen? In my broken English, come, listen. That's how I talk,
I used to, when I came back home, I used to either pick her up or someone used to drop her off at home. Most of the time, someone dropped off, right? Yeah, someone dropped off. So I used to say, what did you do? She's like, I went and told them about how the Garden of Gods Park was formed. And so before the movie starts, she has to talk. And I said, you went in front of people and spoke? I mean, you barely know English. She's like, yeah. And I thought that was so amazing that this girl had the guts, the courage to go in front of these white people whom, she just came to America. She doesn't know anything. And she just was thinking, I have no such courage. I was really impressed. I was like thinking, wow. And and the first day, remember when you came here, we were going to Helen's house. And when we took Helen's road, I asked, do you want to drive? Mm-hmm. And she said, yeah. And then, so she doesn't know driving, there is no one there because it's about 200 acres of land one of our friends has. So no one is there. So I said, do you want to drive? She's like, yeah, I want to drive. So I put her on there. Immediately she goes off the road and falls into a small ditch. And I brought the car. So we got out of the car. Then, I was able to bring the car out of the ditch. And I said, do you want to drive again? And she's like, yeah, I want to drive. I was thinking, wow, she had the courage to drive again. She could have said, no, this is done. I just fell into the ditch. And she drove. And so it didn't take her long to learn driving. It was like, almost immediately she learned driving. So things like that, I realized how strong she was in the beginning itself. And so I knew I didn't have to worry about my wife, I didn't have to worry about how she's going to take care of things, what is going to happen. I knew she was going to be fine. So that was like a really big freedom in some ways for me, because I knew that she was and seeing her grow, not only learning all that. Then she started off as a entry level engineer on writing SQL reports, right? And then she went and learned so many different things over the next 20 years, and had to give so many presentations also, right? Talks, meeting with all the managers, all that. So I've seen all that happen, and that's why I always believe time is your friend. You just have to, believe in yourself. Don't waste too much time feeling sorry for yourself, or don't waste too much time thinking, how could I not do this? Or how could I not do that? It's unnecessary information. It's like, if you can do small things, over the long run, they become so huge. And that's what she did. So, and Sunita is an amazing cook, amazing cook.
Don't say that. The cook, everyone, we all love our own mom's cook, right? Whoever our mom, whatever she cooks, is our favorite, no matter what. So it's like this. I'm not here to selling food. So whatever I cook, my family is enjoying.
Incorrect. Mom, she just has the best food, okay? She's just trying to be humble.
No.
She has the best tasting food.
No, that's how kids
No. She has the best tasting food.
I love my mom's food.
Your mother's food? Not as good as my mom's food.
No one wins that argument.
No, Mom, that's how it works. It's just how it works, okay? You can't deny facts all the time.
No.
So we enjoy Thai food to Chinese food to Italian food to Mexican food.
Yeah, I think I made one thing for sure. I made jalebis more than 1,000 times for sure, just to get perfect jalebi. Okay, jalebi is my favorite. In Hyderabad.
Wow.
That is so good. Just buying that and eating it there is my favorite thing.
And she made she makes chaat.
I watch Urdu series usually. So in the Urdu series, they drink a lot of chai. I don't know. Whenever they drink chai, I had to take a break and make my own chai to drink it. They inspire me to drink chai. Some of the Urdu series actually good ones for you guys to watch. Not now, but sometime before you get into actually married life and that type of stuff. Even boys,
Zindagi
Guljar Hai.
Zindagi Guljar Hai. Sunita's favorite one. Actually, usually I can't watch any of these serials, right? That one I watched, 1.5. I watched one full time, one half I watched. I didn't watch the whole.
No, you watched the whole thing 3 days.
I did one time. Then I did the half time recently.
Yeah, recently I watched
only half of it though. You watched like this whole thing, whole series like 3 times?
Yeah, easy.
Easy. So she loves that. So anyway, I'm really proud of you, Suni. Great job.
Same to you.
So thank you guys for
She's excited. Tejasvi, they're done. Let me open the window.
Let me open the window.
I mean, she opened video in full zoom. Okay, bye. God.
Ma'am, we have also a wish, and we want to come to US for eating only your food. That is our goal first. We want to come.
Yeah, just make list and come home. I can take vacation. We can spend time together. We can plan it basically and spend more time, because once you come for school or something, you will have very little time to spend. But plan it when you really coming. Plan it to come here and go to school, something like that,
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we will open.
Yeah, always welcome our home. We have a lot of area where you can see. Not a lot of stuff, but a lot of area. That's all.
Yeah, our home is like a lot of people come.
Yeah.
And usually Sunita is like recently her friend Visa Lakshmi, but everyone calls her Visa.
Yeah.
తెలుసు వాళ్ళకి.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Her husband's mother died recently, so Sunita had to.
You call him Attama.
Right.
Husbands అమ్మ వాళ్ళు అంటారు మన ఇంట్లో కొడతారు.
So Sunita was able to, cook food for her because she was here. Her husband went, So
Yeah, actually here not only that she helps us, we help them. Lot of different life for sure. You miss family for sure. Some days you feel like you are glad you are missing them. Sometimes you feel like I am missing them. That's how life goes on.
there is a lot more helping each other out. Each other, so
Very good people and very good thing, everything here,
thank you, Sunita, for
Thank you for having me. Anything? It's already 10 o'clock. He told me, what are we going to talk? That's what I told him.
See, now you see.
10 o'clock. So it's, I said, it's hard to.
So my son is cooking right now.
Wow.
At 2 o'clock he's cooking because he wants to have a quesadilla, which is a Mexican food with tortilla, with roti and cheese and some sauce. So he's
It's
making
unhealthy food.
unhealthy food. Adi.
That's how.
That's what you should remember. At 10 o'clock in the night, he's making the street food Ankoradu. That's what he's making right now. See, this is what happens. You give Sidhu. I told everyone about you that you are eating unhealthy food at 10 o'clock in the night.
10 o'clock.
Food at 10 o'clock at night.
He's jumping up and down, thinking that it is like one of the big, nicest things we said about him. Right?
Unhealthy food at 10 o'clock at night.
Ask.
I'm so lucky.
Ask them.
Okay.
Ask them.
Hey guys, can you eat unhealthy food 10 o'clock at night?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Doing? Holy.
What are their parents?
We are kids, right?
I don't know.
Still kids, we can do whatever we want.
What did you say, Apurva?
We are still kids, right? We can eat whatever we want.
Yeah, I eat whatever I feel like.
So he's saying, what are their parents doing? Why? How can they do this? I said, what are we doing? And, yeah, what are you guys doing? Letting me eat all this unhealthy stuff. Okay, bye guys. So do you want to end the conversation, Kushala?
Yes, sir. Personally, I love this session a lot. I'm sorry for the construction noise. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks. On behalf of our team, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to the speaker for gracing today's event and sharing with us your experience. A big thank you to Sunita Kedla ma'am for your inspiring speech. I hope each one of us also build up that confidence so as to push themselves to achieve greater things in life. We all are very inspired by your great words, and thank you, Shravan sir, seniors, and all my friends for making this session more interactive. I feel grateful for being a host today. Thank you, everyone.
Sir, one more thing I want to share, sir.
Go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Every time you used to say that whenever people meet me, they become fan of me. Later, when they meet Sunita, they leave me.
Yes.
It was really true.
It is really true.
That was just amazing.
Yeah, when I feel like next time when I come, we should date the whole day out, spend the whole day.
Yes, sir.
At least one day, all
Yes,
of us
ma'am.
together.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
He's trying to
Yes,
keep
ma'am.
all of you away from me.
No, really, I can talk, but I always, Shravan sir talks like that. It's a very good to have someone talk always, I honestly tell. But sometimes I take it granted too, I should not do that to myself. I tell myself, but I miss sometimes, like, I take it granted. Stop. You're not like Janaki. You know that the Basha movie, the Bhakti Goda. Janaki.
Yeah.
Badshah
Ciao Janaki. Ciao Janaki. I'm done. I don't want this anymore. I don't want you to talk anything today. That's how I tell him. It's because those I say it because I take it as granted. But if honestly, I'm really blessed. That even though I say all that, he doesn't give up actually on me. Even though you guys asked about, I give up? I felt like, but he didn't give up on me. He makes sure that. I always do my work and complete the work. So hopefully he will do the same thing for my writing. So he will ask me to write. Someday I will write,
Okay.
If you guys have any ideas, let me know, any topics you want to, then I can help if you guys want to do something specifically.
They need help on cooking.
Oh, cooking easy, believe me. First curry you make with bendakai with water. Then they will never expect more. Whatever you make looks after that is good,
You guys know about the bendakai story?
Yes. Yes, I know. Yes, sir. I know.
Yeah, so that's what she's reminding. So, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.